They everywhere. Straight up, bro. Sis. Like they at school, they at work, you know, they the friend, they could be in the family, they could be somebody you sleeping next to, like straight up. Like the narcissist is everywhere. It's not to scare you, but it's just to inform you so that you can understand um, the dynamics when you get in these certain situations, and not to take the title so serious to where it, you know what I'm saying, it messes with your mental health. For real, for real. I've a lot of us can often take the title of between you and the individual so serious that we'll, gaslight ourselves for real, i.e. a parent, i.e., the auntie, the uncle, you know what I'm saying, it talks to you a certain way. It makes you feel like, less than you ain't really, but such and such, and triangulate you with the cousin or whatever the case may have you. They're chameleons. They're watching to see who they can get the most supply out of, straight up. And it sucks because it's you never know until it happens. But they tend to say when it happens to you is because you are that kind of a good person. You know what I'm saying? Because they peep out your light. They're trying to take the light anyway for their own supply. So that's kind of like how that really goes. You know what I'm saying? For real, to be honest with you, just because they wouldn't do it to you if it wasn't going to be beneficiary to them somehow. But anyway, the titles with what we'll take serious in the what's moral about it, you'll take it so serious and you'll honor that code of being the boyfriend, being the girlfriend, if you rather, and you take it so serious that you don't take serious that this is not normal when people start to behave like this. You don't take that serious, so you're not thinking about how they're being manipulative with, a reward system. You can only get my validation if you do it this way, the way that I said it. Talking to you like that. Like, man, when I started to really become aware of what happened, man, of just experiences through life, I was just like, dang, that time, and I remember this, and it teaches you to low key belittle yourself, just throughout life with everything else and whatever else that you try to, endeavor in, and it's wild, how it can really affect you on a mental level, on how you develop as a person as you get older, your interactions with other people, and you take those titles, you'll take it so serious that you allow the disrespect just because of that's my dad. That's my friend. They always like this. They've been doing this, and that's nothing new. The backhanded compliments and stuff like that they tend to say, like that's like a lot of times it really be the people that you really care about that really be like this, and you be like, dang, why do you got to continue to be? It never had to be that way. It never had to be that kind of relationship, for the most part. It's just, it sucks when you start to peep like, dang, that person really is really narcissistic. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dang, it's like I didn't really peep a lot of stuff out until it started to become apparent. Like, why is this happening? Like, especially when you got uh, somebody in your camp, an ally in your camp, but they secretly hate on you. They secretly don't like you or talk bad about whatever it is that you're doing. Pillow talking to they partner in their relationship to you and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Because I'm telling you, I be seeing these comments and I be like, dang, everybody. Look, listen. The titles, you gotta understand. Like, is it serious to really deal with these situations because of the titles? that was a serious conversation I had to have with myself about, like, just as I was getting older and calling somebody friend and family just because you know what I'm saying, we cousins or whatever. Like, you don't want to damage your brain any further trying to deal with the buffoonery of a narcissistic individual doing narcissistic things, talking to you crazy, being manipulative, gaslighting, smear campaigning for no reason, having competitions with you about things that you're not even worried about or thinking about or care less about. That's a narcissist. They got to compete with you secretly about things too. That's what I was saying about, like, with friends and family who compete with you about things you're not even thinking about and don't care, that you would never think about them about. Worried about the wrong things. It's just, it's off the chain, man. And you have you find that you're loyal to the title. You know what I'm saying? That's my bro. But that's it. So whatever the case may have, not knowing that they got backhanded compliments. You're not peeping this out. You're not listening to when it's happening, because it's happened so much with so many other people prior to this person. You know what I'm saying? Falling under the indoctrination of, let me just allow people to talk to me however and be disrespectful, because I've been doing this with other people prior to it, and then those people understand how you are, they take advantage of how you are and continue to do that. That's why, if you've ever been in situations where they talk, a friend will talk in a way to where they hype themselves up in front of, a girl or a guy to make you look bad, you know what I'm saying, or make themselves be more grandiose in a situation, or if you have her in those interactions, like, and if they're doing it on purpose and you can intentionally see that, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of people in people's camps with these kind of people, and they don't even really peep it out. And I got it. It might be pushback where, and I got it. Everybody's not like this. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, like, when you see what's happening, don't let the title make you feel like you got to continue to be in contact with this individual who's going to continue to make you feel as such, because it doesn't feel good when somebody puts you down in a funny way for everybody to laugh at you. You be the butt end of the joke. You know what I'm saying? Gaslighting you at work, the workplace. Oh goodness, man, supervisor. Oh man, listen. Listen. A narcissistic workplace is the worst, because you gotta deal with it or find another spot. You know what I'm saying? But, like, for relationships outside of that, a lot of this stuff is choice, just depending on what the circumstance may have you with, kids and stuff like that. But if you got a circumstance where you don't have to be there, it's a choice. Don't take that title too serious. I hate to be like that, but it's just the reality, though. You know what I'm saying? Your peace of mind is greater than trying to chase the validation of somebody who will continue to move the goalposts because it's fun and it's funny. You know what I'm saying? How many times have you been in a situation where you got to prove yourself over and over and over, but that person will always be glorified just for sitting there? You know what I'm saying? Because the narcissists hype themselves up that way to other people. And you take the title so seriously that you just let it happen. You let it slide. So your achievements don't really become really achievements or really a big deal to you, because your perception is that nobody chance for you when it happens. So you just go about life. You know what I'm saying? I.e. downplaying yourself. You don't think it's a big deal when you have that talent that's been hidden this entire time, because you've been sitting here dealing with somebody narcissistic around you, having that validation or hyping themselves up to make it seem like as such. That's what I'm saying about the title. Like, and it's heavy in families too, though. Where you're triangulated with somebody else, a cousin, such and such does this and makes good grades doing that, and all this, and it's by choice. It's not like it's necessary. It'd be unnecessary. It'd be so unnecessary. It's like, no, I don't want to hear that. Why would you want to say it out loud for me to hear? For what? So that I can try to change for you to make you feel like how they made that other person feel? This is the Barnum and Bailey circus that they got you going through in your head, trying to mentally jump through hoops and figure out how to get the validation. And you take that same mindset to the next narcissistic person and with that title, and the next and with the title, and the next and the next and the next. You know what I'm saying? And even, but especially in relationships, you know, if you're getting a relationship with a narcissistic person, and as you know, they're going to abuse the concept of you guys being companions. Everything's out of the love for, on how they feel. You got to do it in love for me. Don't you love me? you love me, right? So then show me. You know what I'm saying? That's how they be talking. That's how they get you. I'm not saying like there's no relationships where it's like a genuine mutual like love, healthy. I'm not saying there's no such thing. I'm just saying the sake of this, when this happens, they're going to use that against you for real, especially even when you go out in settings. Have you ever noticed this, that when you go out in settings, a club or a gathering, whatever the case may have, and it's other people, they have you at an arm's distance, not like an arm, but like they got you at a certain distance to make it perceive as such, as if y'all friends and y'all kicking it. Y'all in a whole relationship, but y'all kicking it in the perspective view of other people, so that they can keep themselves available for other supply, so they can bait other supply. You know what I'm saying? That's why that's why if you've noticed, when you go out with them in certain settings and you feel this way of what I'm talking about, you can see that you hate that you got to feel like a friend and you're in a whole relationship with the person. It's crazy. It's right in your face. You know, they use the I'm not really, you know, the PDA type, and I got it. Some people may not really be the public affection type. I got it, but at the same time, there's a level of, wow, are we in a relationship or not? You know, does this make sense what I'm trying to say? And you give the narcissist an inch, they're gonna take a mile. Now we friends wherever we go. So you got to be in the friend zone in front of people with the narcissist. So you can't over talk to them when they're talking to new people, you know, or you're being insecure. Now you need to back away a little bit. Just go get some water at the bar. Now you're insecure. Now you're being weird that you don't want to be around. They use all these situations to gaslight you and confuse you and make you feel like they can only relieve you of that stress that you're causing yourself, because it's by choice. Because at some point you don't have to really be there, to be honest with you, bro. It's just, you really don't. You know, that was a key turning moment for me. Like, I was like, I don't gotta be. I ain't about to do this. Not forever. This is crazy. I ain't about to do this. It's wild to me because, you know, again, you accept what's not normal as normal. So getting you to be a friend in the role of being in a relationship was to get you in a situation where you'll always feel like, as long as I do what we were as friends, and I got it. You want to date your friend, your best friend. I got it. But I'm saying in the sense of how the narcissist uses it against you. You know what I'm saying? It has to look like that y'all friends in the relationship in front of other people. So that it won't come off that y'all in a relationship. So when it's asked if y'all are, oh, we're just kicking it. But again, the perception that you see, you'll never hear that story because they'll never tell you that. Because you'll accept that the relationship is the relationship, and you will honor the relationship and not mess with the narcissist on how they view this and how they have it. And it makes you feel yucky. It's terrible. It's a terrible feeling when you have to comply to these rules that are not normal in a relationship. It's not normal to make you feel like that y'all friends and y'all in a whole relationship. You know what I'm saying? Yes, hold hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm talking about. Come on. But I'm just saying that this is the concept of what I'm saying, how they use the title against you. Straight up. And they'll continue to run that play because it's already been complied with. You've already complied with it more than once. And they get that, they do that with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Forcing relationships upon people, creating trauma bonds other certain ways too as well. Trying to use, hey, we're friends. We're friends through that one thing, right? Yeah, we're friends. forcing relationships that way. They just they run with the title. They can get some sense of, leverage in that sense, and they can see that you can comply with that leverage and that toxicity. You know what I'm saying? Now we're best friends forever. That's why I said, like, when you see the narcissists and some of these friends, that friendship they do have, it's weird. It's like, y'all, it's not to be mean, but it's like, dang, y'all, for real? For real? Like, y'all just friends through this thing that if you take it away, y'all wouldn't even really be friends. Got it. That's a lot of that's a lot of relationships, for real, to be honest with you. It's just, don't take the title so far to where it really makes you feel like and question, is this normal or not? You take a lot of time and start to when you rewire back to normal, when you start to do the work every single day to get your mindset back to what your self-worth is, and set it back, you know what I'm saying? The reality is that you don't really necessarily need to deal with the narcissist in any shape, form, or fashion if you don't have to. You really don't, and I say that again because I just want to emphasize, you don't have to. You don't. There is nothing making you answer the phone, accept the Hoover, the title of whatever the co-work, whatever the case may have, you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Your peace of mind should be worth more than having a conversation about some stuff that it's just not even real. It's just unnecessary. Talking about unnecessary things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's for real, man. And you can't take these people too serious, man. The Decepticons. I forgot, bro. What's bro's channel? I forgot bro's channel, man. But the Transformers, you got the Autobots and the Decepticons, but they all look the same. The Autobots, oh, yo, Autobot, bro, come through. You know what I'm saying? And then when it come down to it, it's, nah, I'm a Decepticon. That's the narcissist. It's just funny, man. They look like you. They look like you. They're everywhere. And you just got to understand, when you become aware of the wisdom, when you become aware of the fact that you got to mentally guard yourself and prepare yourself, you know what I'm saying, the case may have you, and or separate yourself if you can, to even deal with anybody in this fashion. If you don't have to, don't do it, man. Just don't do it. Your mental health is way more important than how somebody feels about you through the validation of something they want to give you to relieve some stress that they know that they caused upon you. It don't even matter what they feel and how they feel about you. You know what I'm saying? So what if it's your fault we have a wrecked relationship, man? It's not your fault. You continue. You're the problem. You're the reason that's why it's like that. You're causing the problem. I can't wreck nothing I didn't do. Just holding you accountable until it makes you feel like that I wrecked it. Because that made you notice it. Does that make sense? That's why they try to get you to use that title and try to get you to only look at them like that, through that way, so that you won't see the cracks and see how they really are for real behind, the facade. And it's wild, because if they see that you say that you love them, and they see that you display and show actions of loving them, they'll use that against you in that relationship, in that title, in how it's set up, and just to get over them, just to feel like they're above you, an ego boost, that control. It's that deep and that serious. They'll talk crazy to you, to other people, downplay you, because for some reason it boosts their ego to say that you're like this when you're not. Crazy and wild, off the chain, man. So I hope this message finds you well. I'm Fonzie Murph, and I'm out. Peace.